Lost Boy walked out of the woods after 11 days, but as it turned out, he wasn't alone. Hiking through the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, ironically, isn't what you would call a walk in the park. Dense spruce forests, high altitudes, and blankets of fog make it very easy to get lost in those hills. Austin Bohannon knows that all too well, as he was separated from his stepdad there. Authorities launched a massive search and rescue mission, but as the days ticked on and there was still no sign of the missing teen, things looked bleak. Then there was a shocking development. Austin emerged out of the woods, and he had quite the tale to tell.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
On August 11, 2017, Austin and his stepdad Hubert Dyer Jr. had been hiking through that very national park. But they weren't there to see lush forests and wildflowers. Oh no, they were looking for something altogether more precious. The duo actually wanted to find wild ginseng, a herb found in energy drinks and medicines. Removing it from the park would have been illegal, but the plant sold for as much as $600 per pound in certain markets. It was too good an opportunity to make some money. While the pair were hiking along the mountains, however, Hubert realized he'd lost his glasses, so he doubled back to find them. Austin, meanwhile, conducted his own search for his stepdad's eyewear. But as Hubert and Austin both combed the park for the glasses, they wandered further and further away from each other. Before he knew it, Hubert couldn't find his stepson. Hubert naturally looked around for Austin and called his name, but he just couldn't catch sight of him. Yet he refused to admit defeat. In fact, he and the rest of the family were so sure that they could relocate Austin that they didn't report the teenager missing until 2 days later. Finally, the authorities were called in. Tasked with the mission to find Austin, Steve Kloster, the chief ranger for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, launched a massive search operation. How massive? More than 100 people were involved. Helicopters equipped with infrared technology hovered above the 6,700-acre piece of park marked off as the search area. Meanwhile, K-9 units from the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency tracked Austin's scent. More impressively, 100 volunteers gathered in 90-degree weather and searched the Smoky Mountains. And the Bohannon family served snacks and drinks to the searchers, which had to be a relief in the heat. All the while, Austin remained elusive. But the authorities never gave up hope that the teenager was surviving out there. He was young. He was in shape. There was all kinds of water out there, Kloster said at a press conference about the missing teen. The weather wasn't, 10 degrees below zero. If he was in those areas, I felt confident he was still alive. Still, after 11 days, the search parties hadn't found Austin. I cannot right off the top of my head remember a search that went longer than this one did, Kloster told the Knoxville News-Sentinel in 2017. Would he finally have to call off the dogs? But just before everyone gave up, a miracle happened. Austin walked out of the dense forest, completely unscathed. When word of this reached his mother, Brooke, she understandably broke down into tears. Overcome with relief, Brooke embraced Great Smoky Mountains Ranger Les Kwiatkowski in a picture-perfect moment. But what had made this possible? How had Austin survived 11 days on his own in the often unforgiving wilderness? Well, once he realized that his stepdad was long gone, Austin, an avid camper, went into survival mode. I wasn't scared or anything, he later told ABC News. I just knew that I had been separated and I needed to do something about it. The teenager climbed to the peak of a ridge where he tried on several occasions to phone his mom. The calls failed, so he spent the night there. Then, in the morning, he found a stream, a life-sustaining source of water. From there, Austin said to ABC News, the main thing was just keeping my calm, keep my cool, just keep moving. It's just instinct that came out. As he wandered, the community held a candlelight vigil. Shockingly, Austin never ate anything over those 11 days, though he admitted he came close to chomping on a bug once or twice. I felt hungry the first couple of days, and after that the hunger just kind of went away, he revealed to ABC News. Eventually, Austin walked alongside a creek that emptied out into a body of water. There he spotted boats, including one carrying a man and his daughter. They were the first humans he had seen in 11 days. "I waved them down and hollered at them," Austin recalled. "The man asked if I was the one they'd been looking for, and I said, 'Yes, sir, I guess so.' It was a very lucky break for the teenager. And it was that boater who finally brought Austin back to civilization." There, the teen gave his father a tearful hug. Even the rescue teams finally took a moment to celebrate his return. Austin ended up joining the United States Marines. And while there's no doubt those survival skills of his will come in handy there, it's not like Austin wasn't aware of how his story could have ended very differently. He knew that not all those who go missing wind up as lucky as he did. Luke hiker Geraldine Largue. Unfortunately, Geraldine's hiking tragedy has become somewhat of a cautionary tale. Geraldine was a retired nurse from Tennessee who was searching for her next great adventure. She eventually decided that the Appalachian Trail was just the horror she needed. On April 23, 2013, Jerry and her childhood friend Jane Lee set off on their first leg of the journey. Unlike most who tackle the AT, however, Jerry and Jane decided to go about their hike a little differently. Please share this with your friends and family. Austin ended up joining the United States Marines. And while there's no doubt those survival skills of his will come in handy there, it's not like Austin wasn't aware of how his story could have ended very differently. He knew that not all those who go missing wind up as lucky as he did. Luke hiker Geraldine Largue. Unfortunately, Geraldine's hiking tragedy has become somewhat of a cautionary tale. Geraldine was a retired nurse from Tennessee who was searching for her next great adventure. She eventually decided that the Appalachian Trail was just the horror she needed. On April 23, 2013, Jerry and her childhood friend Jane Lee set off on their first leg of the journey. Unlike most who tackle the AT, however, Jerry and Jane decided to go about their hike a little differently. Please share this with your friends and family.